good-looking audience, too. What you've done.
That is such a ploy.
What you've done with the place is nice.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Thanks for the. But you gotta love that audience.
Yeah.
No. So, now I understand you were almost killed recently. We're gonna get right from the humorous. I'm just gonna dive right in.
You know, I'll be perfectly honest, I feel a little sheepish about that. It literally was reported around the world that I was whacked in the head by a light stand. I was just doing an interview for Dateline.
One of these, like, hanging ones, or just
no, though they can cause serious damage. People have been really...
That one's about to go any second.
So am I.
I will.
But in any event... it's going better than that. No, the light stand started to fall, and I was interviewing Ellen Goodman of the Boston Globe, and her face, I could see, she was trying to formulate, though I couldn't make it out, what she was trying to formulate are the words that says, "You're about to be beamed by the light," you know, but she couldn't get out the, and it hit me really hard and was very loud, and I laid on the floor for a while.
Did you get knocked out or anything? Or you just...
No, but I was very woozy, and but then, after 20 minutes, we resumed the interview, and it was much better. The interview got much better. But I thought this was kind of funny, since I survived it, and my assistant, Ann Colbell, remarked, since I had been in Boston, where it had happened, that I had been beamed in Beantown. And that sounded kind of funny, and our publicists sort of, you know, shameless publicity.
Right.
There's an item, you call it around, beamed and beaned. Well, nobody picked it up. They all picked it up just very straight, that I had been conked in the head. It was reported in the International Herald Tribune. People called from Paris, from London, to find out how I was. And I feel like maybe I should make up a better story about how it did my brush with death.
You should. If people all over the world are reporting it, you should make it more dramatic.
Yeah. So if anybody asks you, if you happen to be listening, did you hear about what happened to Jane Pauley? Shake your head, yes. It was very serious. She's lucky to be with us. So we're the few people who know the true story. Let's keep it that way.
Just us right here.
Yes.
Forget these TV cameras. Now, are you liking, you're on Dateline now. How is that a different experience from working on the Today Show all those years?
I get to read the newspapers in the morning and have my coffee while still wearing my pajamas is the primary difference. In the old days, I would have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. Did you know that there was a very significant difference? If you go home very, very late at night, say after the show is on the air, you'll find the people on the streets of Manhattan at that hour are very different than the people who are on the streets, say, at 3:30.
Right.
Yes. The 1:30, 2:30 people and the 3:30 people are very different. And I would come to work with the 3:30 people. You know, people like your milkmen, as opposed to the denizens of the night.
Right.
Were you. But
I
now,
hang out with them, yeah.
But now, Dateline, I'm, a prime time situation.
And you enjoy, I mean, is the content different? Is the content of your job, like, extremely different? Do you feel that you get to get more in-depth now?
When I do an interview, I mean, if I interviewed you, say, for a Dateline profile, where on the Today Show I would talk to you for maybe 6 minutes and hope it went well and had many high moments, and, but if it didn't, too late,
it's
time to go.
Gone, right.
Now, we'd talk for a couple hours. And I'd wear you down until I'd get to the truth of it.
Now, what to you is a hard interview? What's the kind of person you don't want to talk to? Or is there a type of person that's just always a difficult interview?
The person who was on the road promoting their latest movie, who was bored to be there, who made the movie exactly a year ago and has kind of half forgotten how it was.
Right.
That is absolutely the hardest interview to make interesting. Because even if the person you're talking to doesn't feel like being interesting, it isn't interesting, it is your obligation, because they're staying up to watch you, to make it interesting.
Right.
Also, smart people. Really, really smart people.
Why smart people?
First thing for their peers. If they're professionals or scientists, they have to be so very careful. And in that filtering process, the spontaneity and the interest vanish.
Right.
So beware of highly intelligent people. They can be deaf on television.
Well, we haven't had a... No. No, we have... we actually... The thing about this... What I've noticed so far about this job is that, and maybe you've noticed the same thing, is that you get such a range of people. I mean, you get someone who's... You know, you talk to I talk to like an 8-year-old girl, and then I talk to a 50-year-old professor who's written a book, and then I talk to Rip Taylor, who throws confetti in the air, and it's
we do tragedy. I mean, you'll do a story of someone who has struggled with, you know, a life. Never played golf before. Had never played.
Right.
Other than miniature putt-putt type, you know, golf. And with Bill Murray, put a golf club in my hand and swung it with 3 cameras on me. Would you have been good enough sport to have pulled that off?
Oh, playing golf with a celebrity sounds terrible. No, I wouldn't.
It was more...
I wouldn't have touched it.
It was so much fun.
You didn't like it?
I loved it.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
I couldn't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Because I don't have a lot invested in being an athlete.
Right.
So if I looked goofy,
right.
Then, you know, so be it. Was that going to hurt my reputation? Probably not.
No.
On the other hand, I don't cook much. I might cook better than some people whose house you should go to for dinner who think they're good cooks and they're really not, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I am not a particularly good cook, and for some reason that I have a bigger stake in not making a fool of myself in a kitchen. So I would not do a celebrity cooking thing where they say,
right.
Here, Jane, would you chop this up? I don't have very good digital dexterity. You know, I don't do that well,
right.
and I probably wouldn't do that. But I would play golf with Bill Murray and risk making a fool of myself and really enjoy it.
Making a fool of yourself is a lot of fun. That's primarily what I do here. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand you have to go. You have to take off right now. But listen, thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
And watch, we'll see you on Dateline, Tuesdays at 10. We'll be right back.